everybody. We are excited to be here. It's going to be a great evening. It's American Thanksgiving for those of you who are south of the border. For Canadians, it's a normal day, but it's going to be an Ask Me Anything live session tonight. If you are tuned in, you can comment below where you're tuning in from. That'd be awesome. And let's get right to it. I am excited to answer any questions you have. If you have any, I'll do a short presentation on Bunkie Life, and we'll go from there. So we'll be on there in just one quick second. So,
Hi, I'm David Fraser, founder of Bunkie Life. We're in the building industry, but what we're famous for are small log cabin kits called bunkies. Easily built in a weekend without needing any special skills, tools, or second mortgages. Ultimately, we help our clients create extra space for meaningful connection. Yes, we help our clients get a cool bunkie, but if you think it's just about the bunkie, you've already missed the point. Really, what this is about is creating the space and time for more meaningful connection. Having a bunkie is just part of that journey.
Mary just mentioned Bunkie Life family, and I really feel like something like this and just the whole experience is we did more than just buy a bunkie.
It's not just about the space, but what happens in the space, how it enables more connection. It allows you to spend that quality time with friends and family. It allows you to be there for each other in both senses of the phrase.
Merry Christmas!
Our family realized this when we were going through a tough time. We needed our family beside us. We had created that extra space with our own bunkie in our own backyard, and we realized how truly important it is to have the whole family together. Bunkie Life is the market leader in educational videos and content as we pioneer this growing industry. Our goal is to be the go-to source for fun, friendly, and helpful advice for families, whether they buy from us or not. Our core offering is an easy-to-build or built-for-you bunkie kit. This helps our clients quickly and easily create extra space without any building experience. We're proudly a Canadian-made family business right here in Ontario. Our bunkie is often the difference between that friend or family member coming to visit or not, being there for each other or not. The reason we do this is we believe family comes first. And when it comes to being there for each other, there are no do-overs. That's one of the reasons we've partnered with Ronald McDonald House Charities in their goal of keeping families close. Because ultimately, we want to help build a world where families everywhere have a place to unite, unwind, and unplug. We've committed to donating a night's stay at a Ronald McDonald House for every bunkie we sell. Hey guys, I brought you this huge novelty check.
Oh,
Check it out.
Oh my gosh!
There you go.
David, this is incredible!
And as of the end of 2023, our team and our Bunkie Life community have been proud to donate close to $200,000. I get up every morning excited to help families create extra space for meaningful connection. Thanks so much for listening, and I can't wait to hear from you.
all right, if you can, be awesome to share this stream. There are other people that might have bunkie related questions, and that's what I'm here for tonight. So any step in that direction would be helpful for not just myself, but also for them. So if you got a share button somewhere around this live stream, feel free to click it. It'd be great. Okay, agenda. What are we going to talk about? Well, what is Bunkie Life all about? In fact, I might switch the order actually a little bit tonight. I'm feeling like extra thankful. So I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to make this number 2. And what is Bunkie Life all about number 4? So that's my plan. And there probably will not be a song. So tonight it'll probably be a shorter live stream, but we'll see what happens. And I'm going to go into Q&A. If you have questions about bunkies or Bunkie Life, all the above, then you're going to get a chance to ask them. I've noticed a few in the Instagram chat, which is great. And we'll scour the chats and we will answer the questions. So that'll be part of the show. If you want to join the actual live stream, though, if you want to be part of this fantastic adventure, then what I would suggest is go to bunkielife.com/Zoom. I'm going to type that in. Hold on. How do I do that? So if you go to bunkylife.com/zoom, you can actually join the Zoom, and we can zoom you right into the live stream. So that is pretty cool, and I would invite you to do that. Okay, so bunkylife.com/zoom. If you are a user of Zoom, you can do that, and you can get right into the live stream live. Okay. All right. So that's kind of the deal. If you want to join the actual live stream, ask your questions live, you can do that, or just type them in the chat. We're watching the YouTube chat, the Facebook chat, the Instagram chat, and possibly even others. But those are the main ones I would say. Okay, so let me get to that in just a second. Before we get to the questions, though, I'm going to talk a little bit about what we're up against right now. Tomorrow is Black Friday. It's epic. It's our Black Friday sale. It is on now. What I would suggest is if you email David at bunkylife.com with the subject line sale, I can hook you up with the best possible deal. We got things like, in some cases, even subsidized shipping. There's a bundle deal if you buy a premium bunkie. You can get a bathroom bunkie for just $900, which is a pretty crazy deal. And there's just discounts on all of our stuff. So if you're interested in finding more about that, what I would suggest is email me, David at bunkylife.com with subject line sale. That's our big deal, and that is on until December 3rd. So it's basically Black Friday with a few extra days for people to catch up. Our emails have been going off like crazy, and our phones have been pretty busy as well. So what I would suggest is if you don't want to miss out on that, do it tonight before you go to bed, so we can get the conversation started. Because usually there's a couple things that have to go back and forth before people can put an order in. They have a few kind of last minute questions. That's totally fair, but don't wait on that one because it does end December 3rd and we can't extend it. So Black Friday sale on now. That's all I wanted to say about that. Let's get into questions. So I'm live. If you have questions, I'm here for you. Shannon, my co-host, is in the background moderating the Zoom chat. But what you want to do is you want to go to bunkylife.com/zoom. So if you want to zoom in, or you can just chat the questions as well. I'm going to go to Instagram. I saw there's a couple of good questions. I'm going to call them. So Gile Rodriguez asks, do you ship to Latin America, or LATAM, he said? Right now, no. We're only shipping to the USA and Canada, although we do have plans eventually to get to Mexico and beyond, Latin America for sure. But right now, it's just not feasible. So we're doing USA and Canada. We're shipping to Alaska. I think someone else is asking. Let me find that person. So Nina3416 on Instagram asked only USA or international. So if you count Canada, which is where the monkeys are made as international, yes. So USA and Canada is the two locations we're shipping to. Okay, Beyond Blessed X5 says, do you deliver to Spotsville, Virginia, USA? Absolutely. Sorry, Spotsylvania. Spotsylvania, yeah, absolutely. We go to Virginia a fair bit. Had a little bit of a sneeze there. Okay. RX Dude says, I want to build one in Miami. Now that we don't yet have hurricane ratings for Florida, so I just want to bring that to your attention. We are hoping to get that probably in the next little bit, but we don't yet have Miami-Dade certification for hurricanes, so something to think about. Kauakahi, something Hawaiian, says, how much is shipped to Hawaii? We have a group of orders right now going to Hawaii, hopefully next spring. So I would strongly suggest if you're serious about getting a bunkie in Hawaii, head to or just email me, David at bunkylife.com with the subject line Hawaii, and we can quote it out exactly. We're in the process of figuring that out this year. So we went to Alaska, and then of course the last piece of the puzzle is in South Dakota. I'm not even convinced anyone lives there, but apparently people do, and we haven't shipped there yet. But Alaska for sure, and Hawaii. So that's the next big thing. Everyone has volunteered to go with the bunkies to make sure they get there, which I thought was very generous of my staff. I'm very excited about that. Fuzzy Dragon Book says, "Can I bunk with you?" I guess. Sure. Okay. Mila J Fantastica says, "Can you pick what color would you want?" Yes. So the bunkies are going to come unstained, just like the beautiful, clear natural color of the J grade spruce that we use and the Nordic spruce. And so you can say any color you want. So that's kind of a really good set of questions there. Okay, so Gilly says, I'll still follow you until you ship to my country. Okay, I'm curious what country you're in, Gile Rodriguez _15. You would say Latin America, what country specifically? I'm super curious. He says, I love
Hey,
the content
David.
you make with your family. Awesome, thank you, sir. And then Spence Pooley says, what is the cheapest bunkie you sell? So if you don't count the bathroom bunkie, which is kind of like, it's its own thing. It's basically a little outhouse. Our least expensive bunkie is our summer cabin, which is about $6,000. And it's got slightly thinner walls, only single pane glass, but it's a great summer cabin. People use it as an office, even as a storage shed, or extra space, whatever makes sense. But I have one myself, and I love that thing. Very cost effective. I actually used it as an Airbnb, and it was killer. Like just in terms of it's so cost effective to buy it, and then I paid it off in like 4 months. So okay,
Hey,
awesome
David.
questions there, folks. Gile Rodriguez,
We have
I
some.
don't think you'll be shipping to my country. I'm from Argentina. Love Argentina. That is geographically the farthest away, but really, I have a lot of friends from Argentina, so would love to ship there, especially Patagonia. I think bunkies in Patagonia make sense. Okay, cool. So we got some Argentinians on the thing. Spence Fully says thanks. Okay, Shannon, I want to make sure we're missing anybody on is the Facebook stream and the
Yeah, can you hear
YouTube
me
stream
okay?
working okay?
Can
Make
you
sure you're
can you
muted.
hear
I'm
me?
muted too
David,
because I don't
we
see. I
have some
only see the
people live.
Instagram feed right now.
Can you hear me?
Oh, Shannon, are you still with me? Yes, you are. You are muted, Shannon.
I don't think I
Oh,
am.
hold on. I gotta add you. Hold on. I'm gonna add you as a guest. Okay. Then I
How
gotta
about
make
now?
sure you're
Can you
not
hear me?
muted. Sorry if you were talking there. Okay, go ahead, Shannon. Say something.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, I know what's going on. Bear with me.
Thanks.
Sorry, Shannon, if you've been
Justine's
yelling the whole
letting me
time,
know
I
she
haven't
can
heard any
hear
of it.
me.
My profuse apologies. Okay,
Oh, good.
try it now, Shannon.
Good.
Can you say something?
How about now? Can you hear me now?
I can. Okay, great.
I am saying something.
Fantastic. Thanks. Okay, sorry. So,
You can hear me?
yes, we can, and I'll
Okay,
try to
sweet.
add.
Because we've got some great people in the Zoom chat right now.
Okay, wonderful. That's great. And if you want to, okay, so people I see there's Nick and Peter and Justine. Feel free to just yell your questions out if you want, or you can chat them. Either way is fine. And if you want to be like in the live stream, it's pretty cool, but no pressure. Let me get to. Okay, I see the chats. Okay, cool. So first question, I'm just going to do it in order of the way I see them. So Justine asks, how does the structure hold up for making holes in it for plumbing pipes? So pretty easy to do. I put a composting tool in one of my bunkies. It's basically a hole saw. So in that case, I had to cut through the side of the bunkie to vent it, but you can also cut through the floorboards. Relatively easy to do. Just keep in mind, most places, if you add plumbing, you need a permit. That's generally true. Okay, awesome question. Thanks for tuning in, Justine. I'm gonna adjust my camera a little tiny bit. Okay, so this is gonna be helpful, I think. Yes, I'm a little more centered now, I think. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, Justine, thank you for the question. And I also see we've got Peter and Nick in there as well. Feel free to either chat your questions on Zoom or just yell them out if you want to unmute. And then Shan, can you also check the Facebook and YouTube chats as well? They are not syncing up with things, so I can't see them.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, cool.
So we have, if you don't mind me, I'll throw you out one from Facebook.
Cool.
We have Betchicho, I'm sorry if I'm botching that name, but asking more about the process, not for the cost quite yet. Just looking at private shipping company. Do they remove it from the truck, etc.? So how does delivery work? I think,
That's a
when you're
yeah.
looking, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I track with you. So it kind of depends on where you are, but generally speaking, we've got two main methodologies. So we ship usually using a flatbed truck or a truck with a crane that we call that the white glove delivery service. And so what that means is the truck will show up and it will grab the package and place it down ideally where you want it, either with a crane or with a forklift, and then it's still in its packaging. Very nice. You can actually have that happen and you don't need to be there, which is really cool. So we call that white glove service. The alternative, which is a little bit cheaper usually, is like a standard delivery, and so that's like a a large truck, and it will show up, and it's up to you to kind of get it off the truck. You just have to basically take it apart piece by piece, and then, but it's not going to be as packaged anymore. And so, how long do we give people to unload, Shannon? I think it's like 2 hours.
Yep, you bet.
Yep.
And every so often we have a really stellar driver who will give you a helping hand, but that's not always the case. So you got to plan for your own, but every so often we've got somebody who's willing to lend in a hand.
Yeah, yeah. So it's one of those like you're ideally if you can get one or two people, and you have to kind of wait around, much like the cable company. You have to they're going to be there sometimes between 8 and 4, and you got to kind of be there. So a lot of people opt for white glove. It's a little bit more money, but it's a little more peace of mind. And then if as long as you can get a truck to your location, then you also have the standard delivery options available to you. You have a pretty good website, bunkielife.com/delivery to check through, and it runs through some different processes there as well. Hopefully that's helpful. Um, so I saw a chat on Instagram. Um, so Gile Rodriguez says, I have family in the USA. I hope to someday travel so I can buy my buggy. Ah, I'd love to have you guys here. Yeah. So our factory is in Rockwood, Ontario, Canada, and we are pretty seriously looking at land in this US right now for Bunkie Life Factory number 2. I Carry USA says, how do you insulate it? That is a very common question, a very good question. I would say in most cases, um, you so if you're depends on how you're using the Bunkie, but most people are using it for kind of 3 seasons, like an extra guest cabin for the summer, spring, and winter, or sorry, summer, spring, and early winter. And then for the people that want to extend that season, you can put insulation in the roof and insulation in the floor. And in a lot of areas, like where I live in Canada, I can use my Bunkie about 360 days of the year comfortably with a heater. Um, Other places, like if you're in kind of the middle of the U.S., you can probably use a Bunkie all year round without even insulating it. But it's always a good idea to insulate the roof and the floor because it's cheap. It makes it more comfortable. It'll be more energy efficient, and just generally speaking, it makes the summers less hot and it makes the winters less cold. So that's always a good recommendation. You don't have to do that. There's lots of people that are just using it. It's like a summer cottage thing, so they don't even insulate it at all. But if you do, the floor and the roof, very simple, very easy to do. Lots of videos on our website of how to pull that off. But if yeah, if you're thinking about doing the walls, I just want to pre-warn you that our product is not, it is doable and people have done it. However, insulating the walls it's a bigger project because you got to think about getting around the windows and the doors. And there's other considerations as well. So generally speaking, if you want a fully like massively insulated product, we're not really the best fit for that type of thing. But if you just say like I'm a hardy individual and I'm cool with insulating the floor and the roof, most people find even in Canada that that's fine. Like they will get through a whole year and they'll go, yeah, I didn't really feel I needed to do the walls. So that's been my experience. The amount of wood in these kits it's a massive amount of wood, and so there's a lot of thermal like mass to use, so they tend to hold heat decently well. Um, Jenbers73 on Instagram asks, are you guys hiring carpenters? We're always hiring good people. Our factory is ramping up for a third midnight. We're going to be going all day long and all night long. Our midnight shift is starting in January, so I think we still have a few slots left to fill maybe. If you're interested, email me, david@bunkielife.com, and I can forward you the right people there. Odell Rachel asked what sort of insulation rating do they have? So it's not much. It's basically just the thickness of the wood, which is 2x6 in the walls. But as I said earlier, you can insulate the roof and the floor, and you can up that. I Care USA, 2 questions. How do you insulate it? I think I answered that earlier. And will you be making a bigger A-frame version? Right now, we don't have any plans for an A-frame, but who knows? So I hope that answers your questions. Lots of great questions here in the Instagram chat. Am I missing any sweet Zoom chat stuff? I want to make sure I'm not neglecting our Zoomers. If you want to join the Zoom, though, if you're like a
We do.
person, yeah, go for it.
We do have Nick who has a couple questions. Nick, do you want to come off of mute and ask those questions live? Or you can put them in the chat if you prefer.
I see his one question. I'll pop it in there. Okay, so Nick says, thanks for hosting. Got a few questions to start. Awesome. Does anyone build a slab with radiant heating and put a bunkie on top? I can't think of anyone that's pulled that off. I don't see why you couldn't do it. You need to make sure it's properly insulated. You also got to think the kit itself is built to screw into a slab, for example. So you've got an inch and a half of gap there. So it's not like the bunkie sits right on the slab. There's a bit of a gap. So you have to really insulate the bottom of that so that the heat rises up instead of just dissipating. Another thing you probably could do is you could probably run um, like in-floor heating as well. I think that's what you're trying to achieve there, but feel free to answer your question. You said you had a few questions. What was your other one, Nick? And while we're doing that, I'm going to ask, I'm going to go to Fooder Kluberis, who says, can we add plumbing to a bunkie? Yeah, you can. Lots of people have done it. I've done sort of a composting toilet version of plumbing, and actually a little hand sink too. But just keep in mind, in most areas that building codes I've seen, if you add plumbing, you definitely need a permit, which isn't the end of the world, but just wanted to make you know that. Okay, great questions there. Justine has another question here on the Zoom. Let's pop it out there. Okay, how does the group delivery fee work? I'm in New Brunswick and I'm the only order. Oh, what is the delivery fee to drop off in a depot? So we, depending on if you can wait until the spring, Justine, I don't know if you're need to have it right now, but if you can wait till the spring, we'll always have orders going to New Brunswick, like very frequently. So we have a little drop-off depot just outside of Moncton, not too far from Moncton. And so we'll drop off, I think it's about $850 roughly to get to that depot. And then it's just, we try to string everyone's actual deliveries together if you want to get it right to your door, or some people in New Brunswick will just pick up from the depot. So that's basically, I think $50 more or just free. And so that's kind of like landed cost is $850, and then it's just a certain fixed cost per hour from the depot to your house. So it depends on where you are in New Brunswick. Great question though. Feel free to follow up with that question. And Nick, I know you had more questions too, so feel free to yell more, if that makes sense. Okay, cool. And then are we, I don't want to make sure I'm not
We have a
missing
couple more over on Facebook
Fire away, Shannon.
that have popped in. So Andy asked if there's anything exciting we're developing at the moment.
Oh, well, I mentioned that we are looking pretty seriously at land in Tennessee. I don't know if I said Tennessee, but in the U.S. So that's a development for sure in the Bunkie Life world. We just put out something called the Alcove. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. It's a larger footprint loft model with a half loft, and then this side room that's really perfect for, I don't know, like extra space, maybe even a bathroom kind of thing. Could be a cool side office or side bedroom. So check that out. It's on our website it's called the Alcove 160. That's kind of the newest thing off the line, I would say.
And then Becca Jo Naneff wanted to know if she were to buy several, would the cost be better?
Yeah, usually. First and foremost, we can bundle the shipping together. So you're gonna our philosophy of shipping is just try to break even and provide the best value for our clients. So we try not to make money on shipping, but if we can, as long as we can deliver them all together at the same time, then for sure you get savings there. And if it's like a crazy big order, let's talk. Like we're not this mega corporation that isn't open to a win-win. So just email me, I'd say for sure. You can do so at David at bunkielife.com, subject line sale, and you get the Black Friday sale. That'd be sick. So yeah, awesome. I want to make sure it was okay. Cool, really good questions there. And I'm going to grab something off the Instagram feed here. Okay. Could you somehow connect two of them together so you could put a full bathroom, one for Airbnb? I feel like you need a bathroom. So check out the Alcove, which kind of scratches that itch. But we also, just recently on our YouTube channels and our social, we put a video up of someone who actually engineered. They worked with engineers. They put together the two spruce wood bunkies. So that's like a huge endeavor. So really cool kind of concept there. So it is possible to stitch bunkies together as long as you think it through, and not a bad idea to work with an engineer if you're going for a permit. So yeah, totally possible. I hear you say, do you guys offer a military discount and do you offer financing? We do offer financing, and go to bunkielife.com/financing for that as well. In terms of a military discount, it depends. If we have a sale on, sometimes we can not offer that, but if we don't have a sale on, sometimes we can. Oh, Captain Balzac says, "Can we get these in Colorado yet?" Well, I have news for you, Captain Balzac. They already are in Colorado because we shipped them to Colorado this year and last year too, I think. So we have definitely sold a bunch of buggies in Colorado already. So yeah, we can make it happen.
There's a couple more good
Yeah,
questions that
fire
came
away.
in over on YouTube, and that's from Natalie. Our prices in Canada, in Canadian or US dollars?
So great question. So if you go to bunkylife.com, it should recognize your IP and give you the pricing in your country. It doesn't always work, but 99 times out of 100 it does. So check out bunkylife.com and just click around for products, and it should show you the right dollar amount.
And then she
Yeah.
also would love to know what we can do to prevent mold in humid climates.
Good question. So we've got a ton of people like on the east and west coast of USA and Canada, or even just humid places like Georgia, like interior places. So first and foremost, a good quality wood stain. I'm a huge fan of Sanson, makes a really good stain, or any quality wood stain. And then there are a few other things you can do. Like we have a perma-chink energy seal to caulk the corners. That's very useful in a humid environment as well. And then just old-fashioned ideas like dehumidifier if you have one, or those little damp traps. I put one in my bunkies every spring. They're like the off Amazon little kind of like, they're like the do not eat silica pack, but a little bit bigger. And I put them in my bunkie in the spring because that's when we tend to get damp at my place. So there's different ways you can mitigate it, and it starts with a good quality wood stain, and just making sure that you upkeep that. If it's every 4 or 5 years, maintain the stain. Lil LeBlanc asks, "What's the biggest bunkie square footage wise?" It's probably our spruce wood, and/or our Rockwood 199 with a loft, or our Hideaway 199 with a loft. Those are our three biggest bunkies. They're all about, 380-ish. Okay, those are great questions off Instagram. I'm open to other questions. Are we checking the YouTube chat too?
Yep. That's
Cool.
where Natalie came from. And then a shout out to Timothy for sharing the stream with his family.
Thanks, Sam. Appreciate it.
Nick's thrown in another question on our Zoom chat. He would like to
Cool.
know, what would you recommend for BTUs for heating? Oh yeah, you got it there.
Yeah.
BTUs for heating a Hideaway 199 with full loft for around freezing temps.
Like when you say freezing, like you're talking just like 0 degrees Celsius and/or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You could probably get by with something relatively chill. You don't need to go too crazy. That's not that cold. Um, like I don't have a Hideaway 199 with loft, but I have other bunkies that I can heat very easily with like small heaters around that. When you're talking about minus 30 degrees Celsius, like it's like really really cold, it's a different story. But if that's your worst case scenario where you live, Nick, um, I, I'm not a thermal engineer, but like you could probably get by with like a heat pump, maybe a little propane stove for sure would do the trick, I think, for that type of temperatures. So check out the Martin propane wall heaters are great. There's also a Canadian company called Cubic Mini Wood Stove. They make a little micro wood stove. And then in terms of heat pumps, aka ductless mini split, those type of heater slash coolers, those are great. And there's a bunch of different brands, but I like Mr. Cool because you can install it yourself. So I've used those myself. I got 4 of them myself. So yeah, really good question. Oh, someone's Agent Orange 92 says, "Love my bunkie on Gull Lake." Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Glad you're enjoying it. Okay. Oh, T.O. Battle says, "Damn Trap available at Dollarama." Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely. LOL, about said like a Canadian. Ha ha ha, just messing with you. Okay, well, I am Canadian, so I don't hear it that differently. About. How do the Americans say it? They think we say a boot, but we don't. We say about. It sounds very same to me. I don't hear the about.
You gotta go over to Newfoundland to hear a little bit more of the about.
That Newfoundland is its own dialect out there. I barely understand them, but I know they're good people. I sense that. A boot doesn't. I don't say a boot. I say about. About a boot. Those are different. Those are two different ways of saying it.
So
Anywho,
close.
yeah. Okay, cool. These are great. We're at the 7:30 mark. I'm gonna reiterate
Brady
one more time.
Buck.
What's that?
Brady Buck, number 22, would like to know when the next draw for a free bunkie is.
Oh, that's a good question. So unsure, but I would tune in to bunkielife.com somewhere around like I don't know the last week of December, first week of January. There might be something happening then, but I can't guarantee. It's something we like to do last minute. Do we feel like doing it this year? I can say our orders at the factory have never been like we never had as many pre-orders for spring as we do right now, and we normally would be like in kind of downtime at the factory. That has not happened at all this year. We will have no downtime. We're even like we have a Christmas break and we're still going to do it, but you know, other than that, it's been like go 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 the entire year, and so sometimes we go, do we really need to do that? But you'll find out in January for sure if we do decide to or not. But that's all I can say about that. Okay, I think I got to all the Instagram chats. Oh, To Battle says, "OMG, I'm still hopeful." Awesome. Danny VT Cobra says, "What is this? This is a live stream where I'm talking about bunkies answering questions live."
Welcome, Danny.
Michael Phillips 7524 says, "What's you are feeling towards XRP cryptocurrency?" I'm not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a fan. I'm a fan of you, sir. I'm just saying you're cryptocurrency, not a fan. Sorry, Shannon, I cut you off.
I was just welcoming Danny to the live stream now that he
Oh,
knows what it is.
oh, cool. All right. Well, I think if we have no further questions, I might wrap this one up a little early. It is American Thanksgiving, and I have a clients only Ask Me Anything just for Bunkie Life clients happening in just a few short minutes as well. So this is the more public facing one. Um, and and then I'll do the private one just for the clients only. That happens kind of once a month-ish. And that's something where people can ask specific questions about their build and their delivery and their situation. But it's not that dissimilar from what we're doing right now, which is like, hey, I got hopefully the answers, you got the questions, let's make it happen. Shannon, if you could say what is the number one question that we have that wasn't asked tonight, what would you say it is?
Oh, shucks.
We got to a lot of the good ones.
Uh, you did get a lot of good ones. I think oftentimes people want to know, does roofing and foundation come with the bunkie kit?
Great question.
And then I will slide in one last question from Debbie Lang. She wants to know how often these live streams are going to happen.
Yeah, we were trying to do them kind of most Thursday nights, at least during the off season. This is the first time we've tried to do two live streams, one for the clients and one for everybody else. So, so far so good. If we have a contest, I'll probably do a bunch of live streams. So that's like a whole thing over the course of a month. But yeah, we're experimenting with it. If you like the format, they're relatively quick for us to pull off, and they're usually a lot of great questions. So as long as people are getting value from it, I'm happy to keep doing them. I'm curious, if you want to comment below, yeah, I love the live stream or hate the live stream or whatever, that'd be great to know as well. So to your earlier question about, what doesn't come with a bunkie. So you're going to need to provide your own stain. I mentioned that earlier. Something to seal the wood. A good quality wood sealant and stain is recommended. There's lots of great brands. You're going to need to provide the something flat to build this bunkie on. So that could be a cement pad. That could be a bunch of deck blocks or patio stones. It could be those earth screw pile things. Just something that will hopefully not shift. Sonotubes. And then you can build the bunkie on top of that. So your foundation is technically not included. And then secondly, the stain, as I mentioned. And then thirdly, the roof the way the deck boards come together, that's the end of the kit, and you got to put on whatever you want on the top. So that could be shingles, that could be metal, as I often will recommend. You can do shakes, you can do thatch, you can go crazy with all the different options there, but that's not included in the kit. We will help you make that ordering process super seamless, but we've just found it makes sense to order your roofing material, like your finish, locally, and then you get the color you want, and look you want, and all that stuff. So we have little ordering kits of how to spec it out, but that'll be up to you to do. So roofing, stain, and foundation are not included in our kits. Everything else is. The doors, the lock and key, the window hardware, obviously all the windows, the 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 floorboards, the roof boards, all the railings and things like that, all the hardware like the screws and even the drill bit you need to screw the screws in. Um, that's all included. Okay.
That's great. And I think probably Nick hit the other one that we get all the time.
Oh yeah. Do you know about permits required in Nova Scotia will be fully off grid? Nick, it's hard to know because everybody's got their own little mafia to deal with locally in the municipal level. So I know we have tons and tons of clients in Nova Scotia. I visited them all this October. Not all, but I visited a lot of them, and so yeah, it's worth looking into your local area, like what's required, what's not required. The good thing about our kits is they do have engineered stamped drawings available. They are fully engineered structurally. So if you do need to go get a permit, it's usually not the end of the world. But in terms of what the rules are about your local area and off-grid and bunkies, I don't know specifically, but I know Nova Scotia tends to be generally a little more free than the average state or province from my experience. But it's worth looking into your local mafia. And what I always suggest is go and talk to them in person if you can, um, and then confirm everything you talked about on email. So you got a paper trail and you actually talk to a human, because usually people are very reasonable if you talk to them up front. And then if you get a really unreasonable town person, you can often talk to your town councilor and you can ask for variances just by going and petitioning your case to town council. Most people have done that have succeeded. So that's uh that's if you're going the permit route. Some people just do the I'm just gonna throw it up there and beg for forgiveness. I don't recommend that strategy, but it has happened. Maisie Jay-Z asks, what kind of maintenance does Bunkie need over time? So I mentioned good roof, stain that Bunkie according to whatever they recommend. That'd be the main thing. Really just good roof and good stain. I think you should be good to go. The Bunkies we sell have a 5-year warranty on most of the parts, and so we've never actually had too many people like need other than like issues or like the door handle or something breaks, like a piece of hardware is usually what goes. Like the actual kits themselves are pretty bulletproof. I hear you say, well, I was kidding. Happy Thanksgiving. Looking into these. Cool. I think he's kidding about making fun of my accent. Roughly how much is shipping to New Hampshire? It's a great question. And if you could just email me, david@bunkielife.com, I can shoot you an actual quote to your location, which is probably more helpful than me speculating. But what I will say about shipping, it's probably less than you think in most areas of the USA and Canada. Justine with another banger of a question. How does the wood you use stand up to termites or wood ants? So it is wood. Things can eat it, but generally speaking, it's done well because um, they can't like nest inside. There's no internal wall cavity for them to hide inside, so you can't get like infestations. So I usually spray my bunkies around the perimeter for ants in the spring. It's a good thing to do. Or there's a special thing called I think it's called bug juice, especially for southern climates. So you apply it, you mix it in with your stain when you stain your bunkie, and it kind of repels termites, carpenter bees, wood ants type thing. So, I'm not gonna say they're not issues, but generally speaking, I haven't seen anyone with any serious, structural problems from those pests. It's pretty rare that happens. Really good question. Okay, I'm not leaving anybody hanging, am I? I think so. Okay. I just the
No, I've taken
XRP.
a peek. I think you've gotten it all.
Okay, cool. Someone says Happy Thanksgiving. I hope we ship soon to Ecuador. I hope so too. Yeah, I think I got most of those questions. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to wrap it up, guys. It's been a fun one. Yes, we shipped to Washington State Cricket Craven, and yeah, I would suggest if you want to take part in the Black Friday sale, which is on now until December 3rd, then email me, david@bunkielife.com, the subject line sale. And yeah, we do like phone calls or even Zoom tours of our factory, or you can come by the actual factory itself and see how the bunkies are made. And there's a village of built bunkies to tour through. So all of those are options. And if you email me, I can set you up with an appointment to do that. We'll be on the phone till super late on Wednesday, December 3rd, finishing the sale up. But the smart people are going to email me tonight before they go to bed, so that they don't get at the end of the queue, because there's a chance we might actually sell our spring out by like December 3rd or 4th. So yeah, really appreciate everyone joining. Nick and Justine and everyone that joined via Zoom. That's wonderful. Everyone who tuned in on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. That's just great. And I'm going to take a short breather, and then at 8 o'clock, I will see anybody who's a client for the client Ask Me Only session. That'll be privately on Zoom. Have a great